Hello and welcome back to another KSP episode with me, and in today's episode we will be arriving at Eve with our SCANSat. So the mission itself is the following. If you observe what I've picked up, I've just taken a snippet. So scanning can take place while the vessel is not loaded, high resolution altimetry, resource and visual scan. All these three scans are packed aboard this beautiful scanner ship, which we called the Eve SCANSat Tutto. And if you want to see the build episode for it, I'm gonna be posting it at the end screen of this episode, top right corner, as I usually do. And in the meantime, sit back, relax and enjoy as we come close to Eve. Here we go. You can see the Eve, the beautiful pink mistress, in the background. There we go. I'm just gonna check altimetries. So I was thinking, they say 70 kilometers is ideal for some and 250 is ideal for others. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go and aim for a polar orbit of around 200 kilometers, which should be able to suffice all of them. So as we are coming, I'm just gonna fill enough to get ourselves a proper periapsis, and we have to remember that we are gonna go with a polar orbit, which is really important. So Eve periapsis 223, I'm just gonna go put it a little bit more inclined. We don't have too much delta V, but we should have just enough to get ourselves in a good enough orbit. So that being said, let's see, 300 meters per second burn, and I'm gonna burn it gently. There we go. All right, our periapsis is getting aligned. It doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be a little less than what it is. All right, and it's now good inclination, so I'm gonna fix everything later. For now, let's just create another maneuver node that will be happening at the periapsis. And for me, it's just important enough to see how much delta V we need to get into the 200 kilometer orbit. So let's just drag it downwards until we get a periapsis of 200 kilometers, roughly. 300 by 300, that's a little bit too high. A little bit lower than that. 200 kilometer periapsis, that's good enough. Alright, so now let's enjoy as we approach Eve in the preparation for our burn. There we go, once again, same as in the previous episode, Eve is coming up. Also, as you guys probably heard in the previous episode, this mission, the SCANSat mission and the Eve Megalander were overlapping, meaning they were both arriving at the same time, so I had to switch between the two vessels to make the maneuver nodes and corrections. However, for your information, I'm showing these as sequential so that you can appreciate and enjoy everything that's happening with a particular mission, so we don't swap the missions too much. Anyway, there we go. We are performing the orbital insertion burn, and that should insert us into roughly 200 kilometers orbit, and we're gonna expend a lot of fuel. There we go, and oh, engine cutoff, extending the other solar panels, and then we are up to our last engine, which is a tiny ant engine. However, it's more than enough. Disconnect it and fire it up. Bye-bye main stage, or transfer stage, we will no longer seeing you. And those stages were equipped with, for the gameplay purposes, with a self-destruct that I'm gonna clean up later on. However, let us just take care of the burn that we need to. We are currently at the apoapsis of 600 kilometers. We need to bring that down to 200 because of the scanner equipment. So there we go. And as you can tell, I don't think, yeah, all right. So, explore Duna. Oh, sorry, Duna, Eve. There we go. We are performing the burn, and then almost down to 400 kilometer periapsis. As I said, this engine is not really mighty. It has thrust to weight of 0.15. However, it's more than enough to get us done because we are in vacuum, so we don't need a high thrust to weight ratio. We just need a good delta V and basically the ability to get it done. Okay, so now the final burn that is going to happen at the apoapsis to get us nicely aligned. Look at this beautiful shot. Eve, the harsh mistress, is gonna get scanned quite a lot. 3 scanners altogether working in unison to give us a complete picture of what is Eve all about. There we go. Beautiful. I'm taking this for a, title episode or, for the thumbnail. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. Sorry I didn't have my morning coffee, so I'm babbling and rambling and butchering English as always. Anyway, so we have 133 meters per second burn. That's going to be happening in 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kicking the engine, and look at that. Oh, if that's not a screenshot for the episode, if I knew one. Awesome. All right. So once we align that, we're going to be firing up our scanning equipment and everything should be perfect. The purpose of this SCANSat satellite is also to identify the altimetry, figure out how the Eve surface looks like underneath this thick cloud layer, and also try to understand where would be a potential landing site for our little dinky craft, because that's also really important. Because of the thick cloud cover, we have zero understanding or knowledge where things should be. So hopefully we will be able to identify such places once we, get into the correct placement. Anyway, as you can tell by the contract, we have high resolution altimetry scan of Eve, resource scan high resolution of Eve, and visual scan high resolution of Eve. And now we have 3 SCANSat, of which we have enabled the first one. I understand that for this RX antenna, it's suboptimal, height. However, we're just gonna go with it and let's do it. So, starting the visual scan, flip the tip just over the antenna. Yeah, great thinking, GrunfWorks. And let's scan the resource scanner as well. Start scan resource. There we go. Now, the only thing that I'm a little bit worried that if these solar panels will provide enough power, but that can be easily done by orienting this so that the sun hits all 3 of them. In which case we will have a much healthier amount of, juice to perform the necessary scans. So let's take a look briefly how the scan will look like. So as you can tell, the scan is happening, and as you can see, our little satellite is leaving the trail. It's not a large trail, but it's slowly but surely being filled. So once the scanning is done, we will be performing a lot more and we'll have a lot more better picture of what it would look like. So now we're gonna hop in time a little bit after I have actually landed and deployed the Eve Gilly lander, which you have seen me doing in the previous episode, guys. So as I said, these were intertwined. So once I've actually done this, the map for the Eve shall look a lot different, and you shall be able to see it any moment now as we do another pass here over Eve. There we go. Awesome. There we go. And look at this. This is how Eve looks like when we have successfully gotten most of the high resolution scan. It's not enough yet to fulfill the contract. We are close there. We're 93% on the altimetry scan, 82% of the resource scan, and 93% on the visual scan. However, I'm actually pretty happy, and soon enough we will be getting notification, but that we will be doing in probably one of the future episodes. So thank you very much for watching, smash that like button, and I'll see you in the next one.